Google Gemini and Deep Research just got a major update, and I want to take just a moment and share with you some of the new tools that are available. As I mentioned, if you haven't used Gemini recently, and I understand because Google's kind of struggled in the AI game, you need to take a look at it. It's really gotten great. With Gemini 2.5, Google has released some really good tools, and literally just yesterday, a number of things changed. So I want to give you a quick walkthrough and show you what's changed. So first and foremost, let's take a look here at the screen. You can see we now have 2 models to choose from. We used to have 4. We've currently got 2.5 Flash, which is pretty much what you want to use for most of the things you want to do. It's really good, incredibly comparable with Chatgpt's newest models. And then we've got our 2.5 preview tool, which adds some additional capabilities for math and for coding. And super simple what they've got. But my favorite part of Gemini actually isn't just the tools, it's their deep research. And what you want to do there is just go ahead and pick on the model you want. 2.5 Flash is fine. Then we want to go ahead and we want to put in our prompt down here, and we want to make sure we turn on deep research. By turning that on, this is going to allow Google to turn into your personalized research assistant. And let me tell you, it's going to blow your mind. Most of the time, I'm getting 20 to 30 pages with oftentimes hundreds of websites and data citations that have been searched with a list of all those citations based upon my queries. It's absolutely amazing. And let me give you a hint. If you're building out any custom GPTs or you're doing any type of content creation, this deep research really, literally can be a game changer. And no, that's my words, not AI. But you want to come in here, you want to go ahead and enter your prompt. I use different prompts for different things. Basically, what you want to do here is very simple. You want to explain that it is a data analyst and that here's the information you're looking for and here's how you're going to use it. Think of it as though you're talking to somebody on your team. Here's the data I need researched. Here's how I'm going to use it. And that's going to give them the context they need. We're going to go ahead and enter in a prompt here just to give you some perspective, and then I'll show you some of the results. So in my case, let's go ahead and let's do some research on my perfect prompt framework and see what it has to say. You're an expert data analyst and researcher, and I need to learn about Jonathan Mast's perfect prompt framework. I want to understand what it is, how I should use it, when I should use it, and what are the benefits of using this prompting framework when I'm using AI tools like Chatgpt, Claude, Gemini, and others. So you can see, there we go. I've given it my context. I've told it what I want. I could even go further. I can ask it to ask me questions, but for deep research, I probably don't. And we're going to go ahead and click submit. And I'm going to pause the video and show you what we get in just a moment. Here's something to be aware of. Deep research takes time. Not just 30 seconds, but sometimes 15 minutes or more. You can see, by the way, when you do deep research, it's also a 2-step process. It's going to give you a plan here that we can go ahead and try to edit. I'll show you there. Let's take a quick look. I can identify this plan and review it right here. And I can even edit that plan if I want to make any changes to it. For the sake of efficiency, we'll just run it. We're going to start that research. And it's now going to take off and do that. Again, I'm going to pause the video. We'll come back in just a minute and I'll show you the comprehensive research that it comes up with, and even better, some of the really cool things that you can do with it once you've got that research. All right, we're back and we have our research. You can see here we've got an executive summary. It's talked about Jonathan Mast, that's me by the way, perfect prompt framework, and how we can introduce things. Lots of data here. I'll just scroll really quickly. You can see it even included things like tables to make it easy to do, more tables, bulleted list. I mean, this is really good and really accurate. Now, I have not proofread everything in this one, but I have gone through this before, and you can even see it shows you my sources and everything else. What's so cool about this, though, is what we can now do with this data. So we've got the data. That's amazing, but watch what we can do. So first and foremost, some simple stuff. Let's go ahead and let's export it to Google Doc. We're literally going to just click on one button. You're going to see here it's going to create a brand new Google Doc that allows us to work with this any way that we want. Takes just a second, and there we go. We've got our Google document. By the way, notice this is 15 pages long. It brought over the tables and everything else. We might want to do a little bit of formatting to it, but I could now create this as a resource, throw a little bit of branding on it, and I've got an incredible guide on virtually any topic you can think of that I can go with. But we're just getting started. Just yesterday, they added this Create tab to this. In fact, they added it in the middle of one of my live trainings. We can now come in here and we can create a web page, an infographic, a quiz, or even an audio overview. Let's say that I read this and I go 15 pages. That's too much. I need an audio overview. I can literally click here and I can create that audio overview. I can create a quiz about it. I can create an infographic. Let's do that one. I'll show you the infographic here. You're going to see it's going to work over here on the side, and it's literally going to create an infographic that we can use. And I don't know if you saw the other one. We can even create a web page based on this. All of this is available through Google Gemini. It is amazing. Yes, I am on their paid plan, but it's because we use Google Workspace for our email. That's what I'm paying for. It's like $15 a month. The value here is mind-blowing. And I just want to encourage you, if you haven't been using Gemini, if you haven't been looking at it, I'm telling you folks, the time is now. Google's getting serious about AI. Now, before we go, let's take a quick look at the infographic. By the way, I'm still probably a fan of napkin over this, but let's take a look. It's given our 4-step process. It's given us some basic things here we can lay out, and you can see we've got things that we can absolutely use in presentations. We can do any way we want. And again, look at this. We've even got graphs and all this really good information that we can utilize in presentations, in trainings, blog posts, social posts, you name it. All of, again, coming directly from Google Gemini, and in this case, deep research. If you haven't tried it out, you really need to take a look. And let me know down in the comments what you think. If, like me, you haven't been using Google AI tools very much, because candidly, in the past, they just haven't been that impressive, the tide has changed. And I want to encourage you, take a look at Google. Gemini is actually a real contender now, and their deep research, it's pretty incredible. Let me know what you think.